Hey everyone, it's Chad here from the Teach Better team, and I am here with the amazing Nicole and Kelly from educationblueprint.org. And you guys, I'm so excited that we have this collaboration going. I'm so excited that we were able to come together, Teach Better team, educationblueprint.org, and really just bring our networks and our audience so much more value. So, Nicole and Kelly, how are you guys doing tonight?
Great. So
Fan-
excited.
Yeah, we're fantastic. We love talking with you guys. Really, your whole team and the vibe of everybody that's a part of your network too.
Yeah, absolutely. Likewise, I saw you guys with Ray last night, and it was just magic on the screen. It was truly so much fun just listening to you guys. Just talk about your passion, your mission, and your vision. So, just in case people are just tuning in and they don't know about this amazing collaboration, which I absolutely love, tell our audience a little bit more about educationblueprint.org. And if you're wondering, the website's right there. If you haven't checked it out while they're talking, go check it out. Go set up an account and take advantage of these amazing resources. But I'd love to just tell me what it is and why people should consider joining up.
I'll start, and then Nicole, feel free to join in and add anything. Education Blueprint is built out of doctoral research. We have been kind of studying how do teachers keep up with all of the digital resources available to them? How do they manage them, access them, evaluate them? And what we found is it's completely overwhelming for teachers. Teachers typically trust other teachers, and they trust Google when they're looking for something in a pinch. But more than anything, they trust other teachers. And we wanted to build a collaborative, interactive platform where we could share beyond the walls of the school districts that we teach in. We wanted to be able to share with teachers across the country who are all doing the same thing, teaching to the same standards, but everybody's reinventing the wheel in their own area. And we thought that that's really silly. We can do better, and we can help a lot more children in the world by sharing what we have created. So in a nutshell, it's an interactive platform. You can add any type of resource that related to education. That's something like apps, websites, books, things you use for professional development, as well as your own teacher created content, your own original content, and especially grids. So that is where we all came together, because we have so many teachers out there creating the grid method grids and finding a place to share those. So again, it's interactive. We want it to all be free, because we think the most important thing is that any teacher anywhere who's willing to go above and beyond for their students and access resources has the collaborative network of massive amounts of teachers curating and rating and ranking resources. Nicole, I'm sure I missed a couple of things.
No, I was going to say you covered so much of it. I think just to kind of go off of what Kelly just said, it's free. And that came from a decision that we made because, last night we kind of talked with Ray about, we could make this a monthly subscription. We could charge people for doing this. But it was so important to us to make this a place where all educators could come regardless of experience, regardless of status, and just share resources together. And so that was really important to us. And that's why it is a free website. And we are just, again, so excited to be kind of partnering with Teach Better as a place to hold all of the awesome grids that people work so hard in creating and want to share or want to find because they're interested in starting the grid method in their classroom, but also just a place where other people who maybe aren't interested in the grid or aren't ready to do a grid yet can just go and find research or ideas to spark that creativity that they need in their classroom.
I love it. I absolutely love it. We were talking a little bit before we started, and one of the things that we get asked more than anything at our workshops, at our trainings, as he worked with schools and districts across the country, K through 12, is like, hey, like it would be really cool if there was just a place I could go and search by grade level and subject or topic. Like, is that a thing? And up until this point, the answer was, we have a Facebook group, like kind of like there's a couple floating around. And I love the fact that I can now just go, yep, go to educationblueprint.org. And here's the cool thing. Both of you guys mentioned it. It really focuses on collaboration. So every teacher creates an account. They have an account. So they still have their name still attached to the work. It's not just floating in the ether. I love that you can comment to the person, right? So you're creating that collaboration and that discussion. So if I'm looking at Nicole's grid and I'm like, hey, what did you do on this activity on 2B on your grid? Like I can literally just connect with that person. So not only is it just awesome resources from like a free version of Teacher Pay Teacher, so to speak, but it's also like a network and a collaborative space. And that's so amazing. Myself, Ray, and Jeff kind of started the Teach Better team with the idea that every solution to every problem in education exists somewhere in another teacher's classroom, right? And I feel like Education Blueprint sort of embodies that so well, right? So, and just like Kelly said, these solutions are out there. So why should we have to reinvent the wheel? And so another thing I want to highlight that both of you said, but I just want to say this again, you could easily charge for the amazing amount of resources available on educationblueprint.org. And a lot of people do charge for the same quality and same level of resources you're providing. Yet, just remind me real quick, how much does this awesome resource cost?
Absolutely.
Okay, I thought I misheard you, okay, because it's just absolutely amazing. And I love the fact that it's free, which makes it even easier for us to push to our network and easier for other people to access, right? So let's talk about, the process. Obviously, if you go to educationblueprint.org, like what are you going to find there? I'm just curious. Like what are you talked a little bit about grids. So there's just like a bunch of grids on a website. Like tell me a little bit more about like the functionality of the site, and maybe we can even get into showing our audience how it works. But let's go over that real quick. And Nicole, did you want to kind of set it up so maybe we can walk people through the site a little bit in just a moment?
Yeah. So are you ready for me to share the site now?
Yeah, sure. Let's do it. I think you're ready. If you're ready for that, just tell us in the comments. Nicole's going to walk us through. Yeah.
So if we're going to start on just the homepage, and I can show you guys just how easy it is to create an account. So you go to educationblueprint.org, and you'll just click on the free registration. And from here, you just fill in each box, or you can register with Google, and you're done. It's super fast, super easy. Takes probably 10 seconds or less just to type in all of that information, and then you officially become a member of Education Blueprint.
It's that easy. It's that easy. So now I think, Nicole, are you going to log in and show us what that might look like once they get logged in?
Yes, I am. So you can see once you log in, you're kind of at the hub, the homepage, the dashboard, where you can search for any resource that you are interested in finding. That could be the grids. It could be any educational research that you are looking for. Any websites, apps, books, all of these things. We tried to pick some of the most common categories that teachers look for on a day-to-day basis and kind of host that at the top of our page. But of course, there's so much more that you can add as well. There are PDFs that you can add. You know, if you created a really fun activity or game that you wanted to share with your other teachers, there's all of those different types of things that can be added here on the website. So, but
Wow.
this is kind of just the introduction to it, and you know, where you can go to find all of the things that you're looking for.
Yeah, that is absolutely amazing. So some of my favorite features of this site. So I've been playing around with it a little bit because I'm kind of geeking out over just the awesomeness of this resource, right? So first of all, I kind of think it's awesome that there's an entire section just called grids. Just personally, I'm a little biased, but I think that's pretty cool because it's right there, really easy to find. So you can literally just click the grids thing and there's a bunch of grids. Like you can literally see grids from a bunch of different subjects. But another thing I'm noticing as she's scrolling, look at that. Look, there's my scientific method grid that I uploaded today. This is another really cool thing that I think. So I wasn't lucky enough to have this when I was teaching in the classroom, right? But this is a place I could really see myself. If I'm a teacher, we all have Google Drive and things are just kind of everywhere. And we all have shared folders and things like that. But can you imagine if like an entire school kind of logged on to this and then used this to hold their curriculum, their resources, their websites? And you can almost use this as an interactive like bookmark page that you would do on Google. So now, you know, you can just search subjects from across the country, standards, grade levels. Look at the drop-down menus. Literally just an endless amount of resources. That is so awesome. Like I'm getting just excited just thinking about the possibilities here. And so I sort of want to say, I think everyone gets that there are grids on here, right? I think that's a pretty simple thing. And our audience, I know they love grids, and I'm glad they love grids because that's, you know, that's sort of the deal. But we have a ton of other resources on Teach Better, and maybe someone doesn't care about grids. Maybe they, you know, maybe they just like standards-based grading and they listen to our podcast or something, and they have no idea what a grid is, and that's absolutely fine. What are some of the other resources that aren't grids that people can take advantage of on this site? Because there's a ton of stuff, and I don't just want to pigeonhole everyone into the idea that it's just grids on Education Blueprint, because I've done some exploring and digging, and I'm very impressed with Kelly and Nicole. You guys have built a really great resource with a lot more than just grids on here.
Thank you. Yeah, we're constantly working on trying to upload as many different resources as possible for teachers just to learn about. There's so many amazing things out there that people just don't know exist. And if people can just have a place to find that information to help them, that's what we want. So if you go to resources on the homepage, then there's a couple different ways that you can filter resources. And from there, you know, the newest resources that have just been added to the website are always going to come up first, but you can do an alphabetical list. You can search oldest to newest, highest rated, most viewed. So there's a few different ways that you can search for the resources that you're looking for, which is really helpful whenever teachers are in a pinch. As we often are. There's not enough time in the day. We try to simplify it and try to offer as many different ways to search for different resources as you possibly could. Kelly, I don't know if you want to like take over, but I can kind of control the screen if you want to walk through.
Absolutely. Yeah. So I think the big idea when you come to our website, what we want you to feel is that all of those silos that exist in education, there's so many one-off websites and apps and tools that exist on the internet and that we have shared in our smaller teacher groups through Facebook and PLCs and all of our special things that we have with our smaller groups of trusted colleagues. And all of that is fantastic. But even for me, I have things in my Google Drive. I have kind of things shared in all different places. And what I always dreamt of was one master portal to access everything. And also to go beyond my walls of my classroom, beyond the couple of teachers in my building that teach the same grade level and content as me. But knowing that there's so much more out there, if every teacher who taught my subject area could share what they use, what apps are supportive, what websites. So when we add content to the website, you can add PDFs, you can add PowerPoints, you can add video resources that you've created. All of the content that's added, that's original content from teachers, pops up under the resources tab. Like Nicole said, all of the tabs are by default, they come up by newest. So it's like seeing a new feed every time you log in. When you log in, you see the latest resources that have been added. And that's what you want. When you open Instagram, you want to see new pictures. You want to see something new every time you log in. But like she said, you can also sort in different ways by rating and everything. If you look over on the left side of the website, we tried to find the categories that we felt were most impactful to teachers. Most people, when they go and search, they want to find something applicable to their grade level, to the subject area they teach. I know particularly I like looking at reviews. So especially if that came from just Amazon, how many times have you read a review before you buy it? But the more people interact, the more ratings, there are different levels of quality within resources. And we want to know, what are other teachers thinking of this? And, if I have 5 seconds to find something, I'm going to go with the one that has the highest reviews and grab it off the website real quick. Also Common Core, because that's permeated all of our lives in our classrooms. We all have standards to teach to. So we thought that was a big one there. All of those, when you log in, Nicole showed you the easy login on the homepage just to set up an account. There's a few steps that you walk through where you select your preferences. So you can select your grade levels and things that you're interested in teaching. And when you get to this homepage in your settings, which is up near Nicole's picture in the top right, Nicole, if you click on that, see how it says update your account settings. So you don't have to click specific. Yeah, you can click. But here, if you scroll down there, Nicole, this will show you just a little bit about her. And you can see the subjects that she clicked when she logged in. So the first time you set up your account, you click things that are applicable that you want to see on your feed. But then when you go, Nicole, if you go back to the homepage, she selected all these specific subject areas and grade levels that she wanted to see resources from. If you go back to the homepage, and Nicole, if you click clear filters, so by default, your resources that pop up in front of you are related to the filters you pre-selected when you logged in. You can easily clear filters if you want to search for anything on this website. And again, you can go through the categories there on the left side. What we love about this is what you'll see on the left side there are many resources that have been added, but we have so many categories that we don't have resources added in yet. I know as an elementary teacher, I wanted resources on mental health. I wanted resources on social emotional learning. I was so much more than just teaching every subject area. I was the counselor some days. I had to fill in for Jim some days. I needed resources that I could pick from, and not just have my default settings. So there are many different categories when we teach you all how to add a resource that I think you'll find really helpful as we go through here tonight.
Yeah, that is so amazing. I love it. So let's talk about that aspect, because you guys, I love the fact that I love what you're saying. Like, if I'm a teacher and just need some resources, right? I can go basically pillage this site for all the resources I want. All these amazing resources are in place. But what if I want to participate in the curation? What if I want to add resources? So I actually went through this process. I've gone through this process a couple of times, and I absolutely love how when you put something in, you're prompted with very specific questions like category, grade, subject, and all of these other things, so that like you can find it again, or someone else can find it really specific resource. So would you be able to walk? I'd love if our audience, if you haven't already signed up, because I would love if everyone would take the best grids they have and just like put them in here so we can grow these resources. Or if you have that favorite app or that favorite website that saved your life in the year 2020, right? Like now more than ever, we need these collaborative spaces. So could you share a little bit about how do we get involved? How does our audience get involved and add resources to become part of these solutions as opposed to just a user, if that makes sense?
Yeah.
Go ahead, Nicole. I'll let you show how to add one. I just want to echo you, Chad. We have all been working tirelessly throughout this year, especially in the emergency remote teaching model. We've been creating our own content. We've been sharing a lot with people close to us, but we all have so many things we've created and things that have been lifesavers for us. So we implore the audience, we would love to hear what has helped you this year. And we're going to show you how to add a resource. The difference in this site is that it's curated by teachers. So we want all of the interaction possible because that's what's going to make it amazing for all of us. Nicole, I'll let you share how to add here.
Yeah, so once you're on the home page, adding a resource is very simple. You're going to go to the blue ribbon at the top and just click on Add Resource.
Screenshot that.
And then from here, it kind of just, again, walks you through step by step how to add a resource. Everything with a little red star next to it is something that we find very valuable to know about the resource. And that really helps with teachers in searching when they're using the website to find what they need to find. So if for example, we wanted to add, I have something from the Teach Better website that we want to share with other teachers. And it's a download. You could consider it a download. You could either categorize it under other, just depending on how you view the source you're adding. And then from there, you go and you choose the subjects or the categories that it applies to. So we could say this would apply to classroom management and professional development. And from there, you just hit the continue button. And on the next screen, you just kind of type in all of the different categories that you need to find. So this particular one that we were looking at is the Mastery Grid template. So you would just type in the name of it. And then from here, I have it saved to my computer. So I just click on the browse and I have it saved as a PDF. And you open it and here it is right here. So once I publish this, then everyone who clicks on it will be able to download that PDF right to their computer. And from here, you write a little description. This is a copy of the Mastery Grid template. And you can always go back and tweak or adjust anything. From here, you then select the grades that this would apply to. So anyone can really use this.
That's right.
Which is awesome. We can even check early intervention too, because there's early intervention grids out there. So, it's awesome. So from here, the type, we are working on getting a grid method choice here. But for right now, I'm just going to categorize it under other. And no common core standards, considering it's a template to use, and it doesn't really apply one way or another to ELA or math. But since it is a grid method resource, we want to make sure that we check this box, because checking this box, it automatically gets filed under the grid tab on the home screen. So that's really important to check anytime you're uploading anything that has to do with grids. That's important.
Everybody remember that. Click that box for your grids so other people can find them.
Yeah, so definitely don't want to skip that step. But from here, then you can just tag anything to make it more searchable.
Right.
So we could do teach better, grid method. There's so many different things that, again, you can add. And if you think of more later, you can go in and edit the resource and add more to it, which is a really nice option to have because nothing ever is permanent, So
Right.
it's really important to be able to go back and refresh things and have that option for adjusting. Now from here, you would choose, you can do this, you don't have to, but having a picture really helps sometimes.
Sure.
So you can go through and you can choose a cover file. So it's a picture. And most of the time when it comes to a PDF, I find that the easiest thing to do is just to take a screenshot of the actual
Command Shift 4 action. I like it.
yeah, so you get like a little preview of it. So super easy just to take that screenshot and then we can add that to.
Click it right there. Yeah.
So as Nicole's adding this, when sometimes the way that the system is set up, sometimes when you're adding a specific website or app or book that's already well run into the coding of different websites, it will automatically pull in the description and the picture, which is really convenient for everybody. But even though that it doesn't take too long just to do a quick screenshot and upload that picture. But we do want to make it as quick and efficient for everybody as possible because we don't want any wasted time for anybody. The whole point of the site is to help everybody save time as well.
One of the things I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. I was just agreeing with Kelly. And once that's done, then you're ready to add your resource to the blueprint.
So officially the entire Teach Better Nation now knows how to add their grids to Education Blueprint or other amazing resources they found, right? So look, there it is. Uploaded by Nicole. That's fantastic. I'm gonna rate you 5 stars after this video, just so you know. I'm a pretty big fan of that resource. I think that's really awesome. So thank you so much for going through that with our audience. I think that's really, really important because once again, we have a very active audience who's passionate and loves to interact and contribute to our network and in our resources. We have a ton of ambassadors and other teachers who just love this and want to contribute. So the fact that they can now directly contribute to the library that exists in the world of grids, and this is almost like our official now holding pen for Mastery Grids, which is so cool, and I'm so excited about that. One of the things I love as well, you did a lot of steps there, sort of like to make it cleaner, easier to search and things like that. You put a nice image. But if I'm in a hurry, one of the things I loved about this is you make sure you almost quality check the teacher upload and go, you can do this really quick, but we need to make sure you title this correctly and you tell us what it's about. It's like at least those things are going to be there. Now, some people might go, well, that's going to take me another second, but I love that because that's going to make the integrity of educationblueprint.org so much higher because I've seen these other sites and literally it's like Doc 1, Doc 2, like random titles, no alignment and no tags. And it's just like this sea of stuff and you can't figure it out. So I absolutely love that little red star is next to just a couple of things that really ensure that you know what this document is, you know it's high quality, you know how it's aligned and what it aligns to. And that's absolutely awesome. And I also love the rating factor and the social factor, right? So if someone really likes this, they can rate it really high. Or I love the following factor. let's talk about that for a second, because so many of our teachers are like, I love everything that Nicole does. So I'm just going to follow her. So anytime she publishes something, I'm going to steal it and then use it with my kids because she's awesome and I know it's good stuff. So I'm not really saying you should do that all the time, but you could, if you signed up for Education Blueprint and you really liked all Nicole's work, that would be something you could do. So many amazing, amazing resources and opportunities. So, wow. You guys, thank you so much. There's so much awesomeness here. Is there anything else about the site that you just need everyone to know? Because we just covered how to navigate, how to sign in, how to upload a grid. We talked about how amazing this is as a resource, how easy it is. And just real quick, how much does this cost again? Because it's pretty awesome. It's probably like what, $80 a month? No, like
Absolutely free.
it's free, $0, no cost, which means you can go sign up right now and just have all this great stuff at your fingertips, right? That's absolutely amazing. So
Brad, when we think of your website, when we think of the Teach Better team and all of the ambassadors and all like the collective knowledge that this group has, of the collective knowledge of the passionate educators that are part of Teach Better, we think of everything that all of those people have created. There's so many authors within this team. There's so many content creators, digital multimedia. There's so many researchers. There's so many just high quality professionals. And if even they go on and just add their own stuff, that's already going to help anyone who logs in to say, oh, I didn't know that book existed, or I didn't know that that tool was out there for me with social emotional learning. And I could really use that in my classroom right now. Just the caliber of people that follow the Teach Better group and all of the collective knowledge that we have, we really want to use this as a tool to collaborate and make everybody better here.
Absolutely. I could not have said that better myself, by the way. So Nicole, thank you for taking care of the screen sharing. That was exciting. And I'm so glad we could show that. So I'm going to give you guys one last sort of pitch. I love your mission. I love your vision. I love that the Teach Better team is able to collaborate with amazing organizations and sites like yours to provide our audience, our network, our school partners, these awesome resources. So I personally want to thank you for your willingness to work with us and to allow our network to have these amazing resources, to integrate the grid section specifically in your site. Like, I can't thank you enough for that. But I'd love for you just, what are some parting words or some last ditch sort of like, what are things that you really want our audience to know and why they should literally just go do this, whether they're watching it live or on replay or 3 weeks from now in their feed, if they're scrolling way down on the bottom of it. Why should they just go check this out now and then into the future, right? Because it's not just about right now. It's a year from now they can come back and it's going to be even bigger and better, right? So that's just such a cool thing to me.
Yeah. I think one of the things is, as a teacher, our passion is, of course, our students and our kids that we interact with every day, but it's also to learn. And this is a great way just to stay updated about any new educational book, any new educational website or app that can help you be a better teacher and help you expand your knowledge a little bit more. And in addition to that, also, it gives you an opportunity to help another teacher who might be struggling. I shared a little bit of my background yesterday, but when I first started teaching, there was no curriculum. I had to make everything myself. And so if there was something like this that I had available to me, I would have found so much value in that. And, again, I never want another teacher to feel the way that I felt starting out, freshly out of college and not really knowing where to turn or who to turn to. And so with that perspective, that's why this is such an amazing project that I'm working on. And, when Kelly told me about it, I asked how I could help because it was just something that was close to my heart. Because again, you just don't want to see your colleagues in that particular situation. And so that's, what our mission is and our vision is for Education Blueprint. And we want to help as many people as we can just have more
Right.
confidence in themselves and share their ideas, because they're all amazing and awesome. And so add resources, because we know that you have awesome ideas. And so that's, if you guys can just spend a little time and just pick one resource that you've used so far this year or in your teaching career that's made a difference to you, that adds value to the website. And that's, adds value to us and adds value to each other.
Absolutely. And
Amazing.
I think just to support teachers across the country, we are not just teachers. Every teacher is a leader in their own right, and your leadership only goes as far as you can, right? So every resource you share, it helps another teacher in another classroom somewhere else, and it also helps those students that are in front of that other teacher. So you can go beyond, so much further beyond those 20, 25, 30 students you have in a room at one time by sharing what you have already created, and just help other teachers feel like they're able to keep up in this world, this busy world of teaching that we all participate in. We all want to feel good about what we're doing. We all want to be able to keep up with those resources. And like Nicole said, feel confident in what we're implementing, and this collective knowledge that we all have that exists in all the different places. It's time to bring that all together and help one another out moving forward.
You guys gave me some goosebumps. I'm pretty stoked. I don't know how I can. I'm not even going to try. I absolutely love everything about educationblueprint.org. Nicole, Kelly, your team are amazing. I love everything you've put together, and I truly would just want to thank you for taking the time tonight to help walk our network and our audience and our amazing Teach Better Nation through how they can contribute to the amazing work you're doing. And I truly just want to thank you for helping the world teach better and continuing to provide those resources and help us with our mission as well as yours in just helping kids and giving resources to teachers so they can do their best in the classroom every single day. So thank you guys so much. Thank you everybody for watching, and have a fantastic night. And just in case you forgot, it's educationblueprint.org. Go there, add a resource. Have a great night.